Hi guys, this video will be on this set and it will be a review, demo, and swatch video of the Yayoge Polygels that I got from them. So I got this big box. Well, it's not even big. It's small, but it fit a bunch of things in there, so I call it big. So I got these three colors: natural clear, white, and cover pink. I already had their clear and I have a translucent that I will also be using on this video of theirs. And I also got all these gel polishes from them. And I did get a base and a top coat every single time I get items from them, which I really do appreciate. And then I did get 5 chrome colors. They're powders that are rubbed into the nail. And they're supposed to be sort of like a cat eye magnetic type of powders. So the first color I will be trying out for you guys will be this really pretty red. This is just like a blood heart red. It is really pretty. The first application is more of a lighter red, leaning towards a pink. But after you do the second coat, it's a really nice bright red. After I do the first coat, I go into doing the second coat of color. And I usually just put them in the lamp for 30 seconds each time I do the gel polish colors. And I will also be top coating all the colors, and I will be speeding up a little bit just so it doesn't take too long to do the review. And I do use the top coat from them, from Yayoge. I don't use the base coat because I'm using nail tips. I don't want to waste my base coat if I don't need to. This is the next color that I will be doing. This one is such a beautiful, deep burgundy red. It is just perfect for Valentine's Day. I think this is such a beautiful color because when the sun hits it correctly, the bright reds of the glitter pop out really beautiful. Now this is a lot thicker consistency gel polish because the glitters on here are very big or bigger than the normal glitters in the polishes. So you just have to really make sure you do it as thin as possible. And I do 2 coats of this. This is the next color I will be doing. And this is a really bright, almost orange red type of color. This is so pretty for Valentine's Day as well. And it's more of a spring color because it doesn't have such a deep red undertone. It has like a translucent red, which makes it really light and bright, and the glitter is really, really pretty and very fine in there. So it just makes the red pop and look even brighter than it normally is. This is what 2 coats looks like. Now moving on to the next color. This is a deep red, almost like a burgundy deep violet red. It's really pretty. This can be used for Valentine's Day. It can be used for Christmas, for the fall, anytime. It is such a really pretty color. And then this is the second coat, and you can see with the first coat it did pretty decent, almost full coverage. But I still go in with 2 coats because that's how I normally put them on my clients. And then this is the next color. This one is just a solid black, and they send me this black as well as the next color you will be seeing, which is a solid white polish, because these are meant to be used with the chrome powders. So of course they can just be used regularly as polishes. And this is 1 coat. It's insane how much coverage the black had, but I still did 2 coats on the black. This one's the white one. It is also really, really nice coverage. I do 2 coats of this white, but for some reason I did not capture the second application of the white. And this is how all the colors look when they are right in front of the camera. Like I said, that deep red with the chunky glitter is super beautiful. All these colors are so nice and pretty. Now I did pre-swatch 10 swatch sticks. I did 5 white, 5 black, so that I can use them on all the chrome powders. Now I will only show you the full steps for this specific color just because it is exactly the same steps I'm doing for all the swatches. But I still will show you the outcome of the other chrome powders. But this will be the first one. So they're supposed to be magnetic. I didn't know they were magnetic until they sent me an actual magnetic stick, where one side has a round tip and the other side is a flat square like tip. So I figured you can probably put the chrome powder first. I tried it without anything else. It didn't budge, so I'm assuming you had to put some sort of top coat, and that's exactly what I did. So after applying the color, just one coat of it, black or white, I then went in with the powder and with the little sponge applicator they gave me, and this is how that turned out. It's super pretty by itself without doing anything else to it, but I wanted to try it out the way that it's meant to be. So then I used their top coat and I put that on top. Before curing it, I used the magnetic parts of the stick. So I did not put it in the lamp yet. I let the top coat be wet so it's able to move the powder around, and that's how you get any kind of effects on the nail. This is the first time I have used the powders that are magnetic, so I'm still trying to figure that out. But it wasn't too bad. I still prefer magnetic or cat eye polishes over powders. I feel they work a lot better. But then I realized, since this was the first one I've ever did, I did go a little too heavy on the top coat. So that's when I started going a lot lighter on the other swatches, and you're able to see a lot more of the 3D effect on the swatch sticks. So this is how that color looks with white, a lot brighter and lighter. Still really pretty by itself without doing anything. And then I go very, very light with the top coat, and before I cure it, I go ahead and use the round part of the swatch stick. I do half of the swatch sticks with the round tip. Then I decided to use the square side of the magnetic stick to do the other sticks, if that makes sense. I did 3 and 3. So 3 with the round part of the stick, and then 3 with the square part. So it can give that cat eye effect as well, just to see if there's any difference, major difference in the design that the magnetic powder gives off. And I wasn't seeing crazy amount of design, but it still gave a nice little 3D effect to them. And this is how they looked next to each other, the black ones on the left and then the white ones on the right. And I do this to every color that I do. This is the next color I will be trying. It's such a pretty color. I think it's my favorite out of all of them. But I did see that the powder kept lifting at the edge. I don't know what it was. It could have been my application of the polish, but it didn't look as nice as it normally looks with the other ones. But it's still such a pretty color. Definitely one of my favorites. This is the next color, and this one's super pretty, very icy. Really nice for the winter or for the spring, and both in black and in white. This is the next powder, and this one is my favorite. I would say it's the second favorite or third, and it's a green. Surprisingly, I don't like green, but the way this looks, it came out so pretty. And this is the one of the last colors, if I'm correct. This one's really pretty, very fairy type of colors, unicorn type vibes, but it's really pretty as well. And now I'm gonna do the nails that you saw in the beginning, and I will start off with my red Iguana hand, and I'll have a link down below. I'm also using the liquid that came in my Yayoge kit, as well as starting off with the base. Now I did put the tips that come with my realistic red Iguana hand, and I cut them very short, like if they were natural nails. Then I added my tips. My tips are from Glitter Planet. They're pre-pinched nail tips. I love them. They're my favorite. And I put those on. Then I went on with the base coat and I cured it in the lamp. And now I'm going in with my translucent pink, and I'm applying, it looks like a lot, but it is a small amount because this is just going to act as the base and the glue for the 3D art I'm going to put in on top of it. So I just blend it out really well. I make sure that there's no bumps or imperfections, and I bring it all the way to the free edge. You don't have to use everything. If you have leftover, you can always remove it. I always add more than I need. That is just something that I always say, and I will keep saying about polygel. That kind of sucks because you can't really put it back in. So I just want a really nice thin layer for the base, and I wanted it to be sort of a translucent pink because I've seen that done before. And I'm also going to use my dry flowers that I got sent. These were from Models Ones, the company. They sent me a PR package a little bit ago, and they were in there, and I've been wanting to use these, as well as I will use some of the dry flowers I already have in my collection. I got them from AliExpress, but these are beautiful because they have the leaves and they're so pretty. if you don't see them on the Models One's website, go ahead to Amazon. I'll leave the link below as well. You guys know I always try to put as much information as possible on my description box down below. And I just keep adding flowers. I keep trying to figure out what I want and how I want it. I want it to look very packed, but not so overwhelming that you can't see everything, if that makes sense. So then I apply all this until I am satisfied 100%. Then I will put it in the lamp. Now, you can take your time with polygel. It's not like acrylic where you have to work a little bit faster. With this one, you apply whatever you're putting on top and you press down very gently, and the polygel grips on it and holds it down so that it's a nice flat application and it's not bulky or bulgy. Okay, now that I am done putting in all my 3D flowers, I will go into my mylar pieces, and I stick to like the red pink tones. And these mylar pieces are so beautiful. When the light hits them, they just reflect so nice, almost like glass. So it's really pretty to put these in between the gaps or in between all the flowers, or wherever you think you want that extra bam or anything like that. So I will apply these and make sure I press them down so that none of them stick up and get filed off. And then after this, I will be applying the translucent pink right on top. I did step away for a second to do something, and my polygel did end up self-leveling. So I was able to not have too much work to do because it self-leveled itself. So I just clean off the sides as much as I can and clean off the free edge, and I'll just let my filing handle the shape so that I don't worry too much. And that is exactly what I do there. I clean it up, remove any extra, and then I will be moving on to my next nail. And my next nail was going to be something totally different, but I decided why not. I have not tried to do a French nail with polygel, so I start off with my Cover Pink polygel, and that is what I use towards the cuticle. And when you're working on a client, I would recommend using the spatula side of your brush. I'm working on a mannequin hand, so it does not matter to me, and the PR packages I get now are mostly used for me, if anything, or I give them away or I give out some stuff. But they're mostly used for me, so I don't mind using it directly on the mannequin hand or directly on my hand. And I just shape this to a nice V. After I am satisfied with the shape of this, I cure it under the lamp, and then I will go in with a file before I apply the white on the nail. Now I'm going in to my ring finger, and this is just clear. It's called natural clear. I was a little hesitant that this would be crystal clear, but it actually is really pretty much clear. I was very surprised because it's been hard for me to find a really nice clear polygel. They normally say clear, but they're a little foggy. This one turned out really nice because after I put the flowers and then I encapsulated it, you can see right through the nail. So it was really nice to find one, but they shouldn't call it natural because it is clear, literally. And it was a little bit harder to work with this one. It seemed a little bit more stiff than the other colors, but that is fine. I just kept going into my liquids, and that's why I took my time with this one, because I kept bringing down the product that it already had. I did not want to add more because I did not want more bulk or thicker nails, because I still have to put the flowers and encapsulate this nail. But just working on it back and forth, going into your liquid, works just as good. It takes time, like I said, but it is fine. And I'm already filing the pink one because it is so much whiter than I normally do my polygels. So I wanted to make sure I keep my other nails as shaped as possible so that I don't have more work to do. And after I do the clear on here, I will start adding the flowers just the same exact way I did on the translucent pink nail. And I do the same colors and everything just to keep the tone of the colors very similar. After I place all my flowers and all my 3D art, I go ahead and encapsulate this nail with the clear that I said, and it's very similar to the translucent pink, and I apologize for the blurring effect. My camera is capturing my right hand, so it is trying to focus on that and not what I'm actually working on. So I apologize again for this, and this is the only part of my whole video that it starts blurring out, but I'm still trying to work so I can be close enough to the camera but not confuse it and make sure that it focuses on the right part of my work. So I just even it out really nice. Now if you are doing these for a client or yourself and an actual person, you do want to make sure you have a nice apex. Like I said before, this is a realistic hand, it's not an actual client, so I'm not too focused on giving it such an amazing apex. I just wanted to show you guys what I got and how I'm using them, just to give you guys an idea of what you can do if you decide to purchase anything like this, whether it's this brand or a different brand. Now I'm gonna go in with my white from Yayoge, and I think I've said this before on a previous video that I got the white the first time, that this is the softest, fastest, most movable white I've ever worked with when it comes to polygel. Polygel whites are very hard to work with, as well as acrylic whites. They tend to be stiffer and they tend to dry so much faster. So I do like Yayoge's white polygel because it moves exactly where I want it to. Now, if you have a heavy hand and you work a little too hard, you will leave dents on here. So you want to be very careful not to move it too much and not to use too much liquid. Like I said, I apologize for the blurriness on the videos, but I'm just doing a full nail of white. Once I cure the white, I will move on to my French nail and I will file the shape and refine it really nicely so that when I apply the white, there's no weird lines. It's a nice sharp line. Exactly what I'm trying to say. I don't know why it took so long to say that, but that's what I'm doing, and I'm making sure that the shape is as clean as possible. And then I will cleanse this with some alcohol before going in with the white polygel. After I cleanse the nails, I will go in with my nail bit. This is a medium nail bit, and I'll link it down below. It is a safety bit, so this is really good for the realistic hand I have, because I don't want to get too close to it to the point where I will damage the cuticle. I've had this hand for quite some time, and I am not the kindest to it, if that makes, I don't know, does that make sense? I am very harsh sometimes with my items. So I feel like sometimes I remove the nails, or I end up working too fast with my nail tip, and since it's not a client, I'm a little bit less gentle with it. When it's a client, they could even tell you I am so into making sure that I have their comfort in mind and that they're good and satisfied. But this is a realistic hand, so I'm a little bit less worried. And you do see me going with my Models 1's nail file, and I cleanse my nails, and I'm using the foil transfer gel that I use for my foils, and this is great because it is very, very sticky, so the powder will adhere to the nail very well. I didn't want to use the white polish because I already had the white polygel, plus I wanted to do the white polygel. Might as well try it out since I have it. And then I will be putting the powder right on top, and it's such a pretty color. I felt like it went really nice. It didn't fully match the nails, but I felt like it went really nice with them. They're each different in their own way, but still kind of seem like they would go together. And usually I'm very good with color coordinating the nail sets I do, and I want it to be a little bit different this time, and that is exactly why I did different ones. Now, after I apply the powder, I will put a very thin layer of top coat, and then I will use my magnetic stick. And I decided to do the square part of it because it leaves a really pretty cat eye look, and it's more elegant than the round one. But you can do any look or just leave it without it as well. And after I do this, I put it directly in the lamp so that it can cure that. And this is how they look so far. Now I'm gonna be top coating the nails, and I love that this is a pink. It's a translucent pink, but you can still see through to see the flowers. And I do top coat them all, as well as I do put top coat underneath the nails, the two flower nails, because they are transparent. You can see right through. So you want to make sure that you top coat the bag just to be even more clear on the design. Okay, you guys, this is the final look. This is how they came out after using all the items. I hope you guys liked this video, and I hope you guys liked the review. I really do appreciate you taking the time to watch this. If there's anything else, please go ahead and let me know. Thank you, guys.